The daily word today is awareness. Awareness is the moment that you realize something's been happening for a long time and you're just seeing it now. Nothing changes the moment awareness shows up. Nothing changes unless you're aware of what it is you want to change. And the best way I have ever figured this one out is to be aware of what I don't like in my life in order to be able to fix it. Sorry, distractions at home. It's okay. Where was I? Let's just take a deep breath in and out. So my point is that awareness shows up in your life. It doesn't fix anything, and it tells you the truth. You're aware of what it is that you may or may not like and that you may or may not want to change. But unless you figure out what it is that you don't like, then the awareness is no good. So awareness is when you stop lying to yourself. And you got to do that kind of gently. So what I was thinking about with awareness is that it fits into noticing patterns, seeing habits, and feeling things that I've been avoiding. Things that are unseen that I avoid, maybe subconsciously. Awareness feels like a disruption, but it's actually the clarity of the movement that you need to take to get from where you are to where you want to be, because the only thing you can relate to is the idea that you are where you are because that's where you got yourself. So that's why awareness is important. It's to look at your surroundings. And then why this is becoming such a hot topic for me is because I've been going a little bit back into who I am and why I tick. And one of the reasons is Gen X that keeps showing up. So I didn't grow up reflecting. I grew up adapting. Awareness wasn't modeled back then. It was do the next thing to survive, like a little bit of maybe of a survival mode or whatever you have in the format that your life has led you to. So being that I'm a Gen X, I'm pretty independent, and I'm restlessly relentless towards getting what I want. And when I go after what I want, I usually do things that keep me the same. So that's why this is such an important word today. And it fits kind of into the idea of where we are astrologically, or I don't even know what they call it, but the fire horse is a big deal these days. And I kind of get it. I'm born in 1966, and the fire horse shows up every 60 years. 1906, 1966, and now 2026. So I'm 1966, like I'm born into this fire horse, which reflects freedom, movement, independence, strength, and the fire horse turns everything up, because those are the signs of the horse. I don't even know what I'm talking about when it comes to this stuff, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that the awareness needs to be first before any change happens. And then I talked about this in my whiteboard video about the gap. But Firehorse energy is known for being like fiercely independent. charismatic and magnetic, unstoppable when aligned, like a freight train, driven by purpose, not by permission. So one of the businesses I built, this reminds me of that, because everybody was telling me that's not going to work. We put lightweight concrete under houses for many years, and my dad and I built this business. But when we first started, everybody said, that's a crazy idea. That's a crazy idea. Kind of like this YouTube endeavor for me. Everybody's telling me that, I'm crazy, or that that's not what you need to be doing with your life. And how do they know? But the point I'm making here is that I was driven by purpose. My purpose is to help middle-aged men, 35 to 55 right now, become better people, understand that their struggles and their relationships and that their life is the way it is, and then make some changes. I have the most incredible tools to help people find their purpose, these men. So I go full out. I play hard without permission. And that's the idea of what's happening. In the Middle Ages, or back in the day, when this showed up in Chinese folklore, it was all about disruption and strong will that overpowers others. So impulsiveness, burnout, running instead of staying, starting fires that I didn't intend to, confusing freedom for escape. Those attributes wrecked my life, like the shadow side of me. Not that my intention was negative. They were good intentions. The results, because of the way I approach it without the awareness, did damage. Consequences were bigger than maybe than the way I intended them to be. So one more point, like, about the fire horse, and that's that the people that aren't aware that this is happening will be dragged, meaning that that this energy is moving forward fast and furious, really fast, like really fast. And if they don't go with this flow, if you resist this energy and you don't go with the flow and follow it, you're going to be dragged. The fire horse is taking you with it, whether it wants to, or whether you want it to or not. And this is where the power is. The gifts of this will be new leaders, trailblazers, truth tellers, system breakers, and movement starters. Like, that doesn't fit me. I don't know what does, because we're built right now, and we're in the right energy and right timing, and the awareness of this energy is huge, because we don't just live our lives, we ignite our lives. Yeah. The beauty of this is that it all comes from love. And when the awareness that you have of where you're going, based on what you don't like about what's happened, and the change starts to manifest, it all comes from love. Deep, heartfelt love. And the most important way to do that, and for me, what I'm finding out is the parts of me that I don't like, or the parts of me that treat myself like garbage, I'm learning to love those parts of me and change them with love. So once you become aware that you're the person that you are, by looking at maybe what you don't like about yourself, and I'll tie this a little bit into what's happening in the next 40 days is that I'm sacrificing for Lent. And not because I feel like it's a gift, but the sacrifice becomes a reward. Living without those dopamine, not to get too neurologic with you, but the dopamine shots that I give myself with these things that make me feel good instantly, this instant gratification. One of the things I'm giving up is ice cream, right? I love Breyer's vanilla bean ice cream. Like, you can't imagine. At least 3 times a week, because it makes me feel good now. Like, something about the cold, something about the sugar, something about the flavor. And it was instant gratification. Probably not a healthy one either, by the way, but the reason I'm sacrificing that one is because I love it so much, and I can live without the dopamine, because the more dopamine you get, the lower your dopamine levels are naturally. So when you, how am I tying this into Lent or religious is this because that sacrifice for 40 days gets me closer to God, gets me closer to my higher power. And that awareness of that understanding is part of like what I teach, what I show people is how to get those connections with their higher source, their higher self, with God. Yeah, it's cool. It's really, really good. So I had midlife awakening, identity shifts, and spiritual realignments, moments where the old way stopped working. Yeah. Things that I did to make me feel good instantly stopped working, and I can't live a life that isn't true anymore. I like to say I have no secrets. And that's really cool. That's really good. So with that, check out my links, subscribe to my channel. I'm doing these live videos on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday is my spiritual day. So come back on Sunday and enjoy the spiritual part of this movement with me. Become aware. Ask yourself, what do I need to notice today? And then go notice it. Thanks. See ya.